Alrighty, here we go. We are live. Bum bum ba na 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 na. Bum bum ba na 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 na. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. 3 newbies in here. This is gonna be a good race. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. 17 total? Wow. Oh. Oh, well, here we go, man. We have 17 drivers tonight. This is going to be a good one. Holy cow. Sorry for those of you joining. I will not be rocking the camera tonight or every Friday this month, just due to the wifey working in the same room. But here we are. DNCRL Friday Elite. We are at the Temple of Speed, man. It is shaping to be a beautiful night, as we have 17 drivers. That is more than what Tier 1, Tier 2 for both Wednesday and Monday had. McLaren with a runaway lead right now in the Constructors standings. Spelled wrong, moved up into P1 after the Monaco race last week, with Chili Willy in P2, Alan Toast P3, Drunken Shamrock P4, and Freebird in P5. Moldy Dragon is back, looking to contend for that Drivers' Championship. But we've got a good grid shaping out tonight, so I'm excited. We might be able to get the camera rocking and rolling in about 30 minutes though, so. But welcome, DNCRL Friday Elite, Temple of Speed, home of Ferrari. I don't have any hopes of Ferrari getting in to the top 5. Wiffles may have a chance. I'm sorry, Bagoda, nothing against you, but man, the Ferrari boys are going to struggle here at their home race. Moldy Dragon back in the action though, in the Mercedes, looking to jump in those point standings, as the McLarens still are dominating, I tell you. Hello, the Sim Racer. How are you doing this fine Friday evening? We are very close to getting the show on the road. I hope you guys can hear my audio. I have no clue if I can or not. We're about to do an audio check. Do I have audio? Check, check. I hope I do. Oh, I need to unmute my stream. There we go. Oh, yeah, we do. So we are moments away from getting this race underway. Like I said, the McLaren team right now, this Constructors standings is insane. McLaren with 122 points, and Haas right behind him in P2 with 75 points, tying with Alfa Romeo at 75 points, with Williams in 4th place. But like I said, Moldy Dragon back in the action. Moldy with only 31 points. That is a huge deficit from Spelled Wrong with 72. So it is going to be cool to see, as we have some of the fast boys back in action. Alan Toast in P3 with 62, only 10 points down from Spelled Wrong. We will see if Spelled Wrong can keep up with that wonderful strings of podium finishes, as he has yet to have a race in Friday Elite without a podium finish. So I don't know why we haven't gone yet, but we are sitting and waiting to get the show on the road. Oh, we will start at 8:06 Eastern Time. That's 5:06 my time. So we have 3 minutes waiting on MK Hitch. MK Hitch in the action tonight for Friday Elite. I know Hitch as being one of the faster racers in our league, so he is going to have some fun and join us in the battles tonight. We have some newcomers. We've got Epic Wins for his first time in tonight, along with Corsair. And I believe Luther for his first time tonight in DNCRL Friday Elite. I cannot talk. I do need to grab myself another drink before we get the show onto the road here. But a lot is going to happen tonight, and I'm excited. I hope you as the viewers are excited as well, because it is going to be a fun time watching tonight's race. So I'm going to take a step away while we have 2 minutes before we get this race underway to go grab myself another drink. So we are going to have a total of 18 drivers on the grid. That is astounding and amazing to see. Along with the 3 newcomers, we'll have the man himself, MK Hitch, joining us. Not necessarily a newcomer, but he is going to make his debut as well tonight, alongside Luther, Corsair, and Epic Wins. NXM Bop's back again for his second time on Friday Elite. It's going to be in the Aston Martin. Epic Wins filling in for the Mercedes AMG team. We've got both the Haas's in here, both the Red Bull drivers. Williams is getting their second teammate, with Corsair sitting in tonight for his first race. And Luther joining the Alpine team. So I believe MK Hitch is going to be in the Aston Martin. So Aston Martin will have a full team tonight. I believe every other team on the grid is filled. Take a look real quick here, and it is the AlphaTauris that will not be joining us on track. But Monza, man, it's going to be some good battles, a lot of high-speed rundowns on the long straights with the DRS. People utilizing the ERS. The ERS harvesting is a little 50-50 here. It can be good. It can also not be well, depending on how you drive. But going to be a good show. Chili Willy back in the action as well. Oh, I thought I had a connection issue for a minute, but it looks like we are a minute from getting underway. We will not have a full qualifying session tonight, since there is a feature and a sprint race. So it'll be a one-shot qualifying. One-shot qualies are a little bit hard to follow, so I will do my best to follow as some people, just to show who is in P1, maybe P2. You will see as drivers jump around. But my money might be on Mr. Allen Toast, maybe MK Hitch. Moldy could have a good opportunity of getting on pole. Chili Willy with a great chance of getting that pole position as well alongside Spelled Wrong. So just to touch on last week's race, Spelled Wrong moving up in the driver's standing as we are still waiting for MK Hitch to join. Yes. Hitch might be taking a nap. You hate to see it. Hey, Shanked again, thank you for the follow. Really appreciate that. Jumping me up to 36 followers. I am 4 away from 40. My next goal will be 50, and then I can be affiliated. I don't know if I'll ever make money off of Twitch, but I'm just here for a good time, not a long time. So, thank you for those who have just joined me. We are waiting on one other racer to get in the lobby. Oh, a stream link. Yes, spelled wrong. I can do that for you. Let's see. I'm going to take a look down the old highway. And pop in here. So we are hopefully getting this race underway. Get the show on the road. So it's green lights as we are about to get underway of our one-shot qualifying here. Thank you, Happy Like Pies, for the follow. What do you think will be good enough for P1? Oh, man, I'm not very good at knowing times. I mean, I can usually get like a 121 here if I'm lucky. But maybe in the 120s, 119s. I could be completely wrong, shaken again, so don't quote me on that. So here we are in the beautiful track in Italy, Monza, where the drivers will be flying. Now, Monza is a very low downforce track. Some of these guys could be running a 0-0 wing, which is very bold. You might see some 1-0s, some 1-1s, 1-2s, 2-1s. Anything over about a 3-2 wing setup is not necessarily ideal, as you will be extremely slow in the straights. But if you can make it work, you can make it work, whereas it will be at an advantage in the chicane and turn areas. But we are getting into it. The show will begin. Like I said, we got 4 newcomers tonight. MK Hitch will be one of the 4, joining us a little late. But we are about to get it underway, waiting for the one-shot qualifying to begin. Honestly, I'm very excited. Me with high wings, yes. It's okay, Carb Daddy. I honestly like a little bit more high wing in the front here at Monza, for I do have trouble through. It's not a Ascari. Is it a Ascari? The last chicane down the final straight? I might be the Parabolica. Oh, that's what it is. Through the Parabolica, I do enjoy a little bit more front wing. It does seem to help me personally, whereas other guys can manage their car and keep the speed flowing pretty well. But let's hope that turn 1 isn't going to be too crazy. So here we are getting underway with the qualifying, as we're going to see these drivers jumping around. I'm having some issues with my spectating all of a sudden. But it looks like Drunken Shamrock is in P1. Hopefully I don't have too much issues. Oh man, I do not like that. My spectating is not working. So right now, Spelled Wrong in P1. Chili Willy P2, Drunken Shamrock in P3 as we go into the second chicane and to the double right-hander. Drunken Shamrock does jump up as Chili Willy also jumps up into P1. Let's see if my game will let me go to him. There he is. Chili Willy now holding it down. Doing some telemetry on there. We're going to see Chili Willy puts a beautiful sector 2 in. As he is pushing and just pushing now. Mr. Allen Toast retires from the session though. Moldy Dragon jumps up into P2. We're going to see if that holds for Chili Willy here on the one-shot qualifying. As he comes around Parabolica into the main straight. Chili Willy looking to hold it. Chili Willy does get pole position with a 120. Moldy right behind him. Look at these times. Spelled wrong. All in the 120s as we're going to see the 121s and drop down into the 123s for Midnight Killer all the way down to Method. So to answer your question, Shanked, again, I was close on my guess, but the 120s is what you're going to see for the qualifying. But Chili Willy taking pole position, so he's going to start P1. Right behind him is Moldy Dragon and Spelled Wrong in P3. Tango in P4, Midnight Killers P5. Good job for Midnight Killers and the newcomer Luther in P6, Method P7, Freebird P8, and Rapture P9. Iron Boogs getting out-qualified by Rapture in P10, Wiffles 11, Drunken Shamrock, Bops, Pagoda. And we can go down the line here. Let's see if we'll take a look. So, Pagoda, Epic Winks, Corsair, and Mr. Allen Toast did not get a time in. So that is going to be your order for the sprint race. The sprint race is only 9 laps long, so we're going to see the strategy that these drivers choose here, if they're going to go on the softs or the mediums. So I do not want to have any issues with the spectating. I hope that was just a one-time little deal there. Not going to be happy if the spectating is bugged for this lobby. I am going to shift some things around here. For when the time does come, we will be ready for this. So for those of you watching right now, what are your predictions for tonight's race? Will Spelled Wrong continue his hot streak of podium finishes? Will Moldy jump up in the driver's standing? Can Allen Toast fight his way from the back of the grid? We will find out. Drunken Shamrock with a beautiful lap as well, as he is in the contending for the top runners of the Drivers' Championship. But it looks to be that if the streak does continue for Spelled Wrong, and yeah, Spelled Wrong on top, that is kind of my prediction. But if the hot streak for Spelled Wrong continues, and if Freebird has a good race, McLaren will just continue to run away with the Constructors' Championship this evening. So as we wait here for the sprint race to get underway, we are going to wait 2 minutes on the grid. MK Hitch, I believe, is joining. Oh, I saw packets. I understand. Oh, you know what, Shanked again? Packets. I'm just going to call you Packets. It's a lot easier to say that. So here we are. And it is green lights as we have the countdown for the sprint race. And we are going to see how well these guys handle the Turn 1 Mania. Hey, Carp Daddy, I hope you have a good night, my man. If you've got a blast. Hopefully that's what you meant. If not, then sit back and enjoy the show. So here we are, as we're going to see the lights come out. They are going to do their warm-up lap. So we're going to throw the positions changes up there. Alright, so my spectating is going to work, as we did have a little bit of a bug for the one-shot qualifying. But Chili Willy's going to take us away. I don't think Hitch had joined. I might see him get in here right as the grid does shape up. Right now we do have only one Aston Martin on the track. So let's take a look at the tires. Everybody on the medium tires, going with the mediums for the 9 laps. Nobody risking on the softs. The softs do fall off at about 5 to 6 laps, so it would be a bold move to see if somebody does go on the softs. The drivers are coming through Parabolica. Yeah, I'm about to look these up. Monza corner names. So that I do not get them incorrect. So we have turn 1, which is Retifoli. Curve de Grande is turn 2. We're going to go into the Roguinhas. And the Lesmos is that double right-hander there. Ascari Parabolica. Okay, so Ascari is the chicane before the back straight that leads to Parabolica. But we are going to have the drivers line up on the grid here. And it looks like Midnight Killers and Rapture are going to be starting on the cold tires. So we are about to get underway for the sprint. Drunken Shamrock and Bob's also getting DSQ'd at the grid for the cold tires. So fingers crossed, everybody, in hopes that turn 1 isn't a hot mess and that all drivers make it through cleanly. And we are about to get underway. We're going to see those 5 green lights come on, and it's lights out and away we go. We have a huge launch. Spelled wrong jumps Moldy Dragon. Method also jumping up. Drunken Shamrock jumping up 6 positions. Method jumping up 3 positions here. As we come into, a little bit of contact from Method. I never like to see that. Spelled wrong, cutting the corner. That is awful for him, getting that 10-second time penalty. As Drunken Shamrock jumped up 9 positions there. Iron Boogs is out of the race on lap 1 here. So Chili Willy looks to be a safety car, a full-blown safety car after that. So Chili Willy maintains the lead. Spelled wrong, getting that unfortunate penalty for cutting the corner as he had to avoid the accident. Drunken Shamrock with the huge advantage of jumping up 9 positions. Moldy Dragon dropped down from P2 to P4. Midnight Killer holding his P5 position as Method was the one who kind of caused that first little incident there. So he's going to come into the pits potentially for a new front wing. Bugoda also getting 7 positions. Good job to Bugoda. Freebird stays P8. Tango went down 5. Tough go for Tango as Mr. Allen Toast did jump up from the back of the field. Bob's also getting an advantage of 2 positions. Corsair, the newcomer for tonight, getting up 4 positions. And Rapture dropping down 4. Epic wins, gaining that 1 position as Whiffles and Luther. Luther losing out the most with 10 positions. So we do have a full safety car on lap 1. As we go into lap 2 here, we might see some drivers hop into the pits. Tango into the pits. He might have taken some damage in that. Method does not, chooses not to, with a mildly broken front wing. Luther also going into the pits, as he might have taken some damage. So unfortunately, we could not make it through turn 1 cleanly, but that is, as sad as it is to say, very common here at Monza. But Chili Willy holds that P1 position, and sad that Spelled Wrong is getting that 10-second time penalty, I believe. Dang, that it is a rough go for the start of the night for Spelled Wrong. So as the rest of the field catches up to the pack, we might get one more lap with the safety car. Hopefully by lap 4 we can get this racing underway to see the good action. But there you have it, folks. The lap 1, turn 1, Monza lives true and carries on. Take a look at the tires. Let's see. So the 2 drivers that did go into the pits, it did change the tires. So Method now in the pits, though, as he does have that broken front wing. As he is now going to drop down to P14. He did have a pretty good launch, got himself up into P2, but then caused the contact into turn 1. So very tough go. But Drunken Shamrock, though, the big break here is he did jump up 9 positions. Bagoda as well in the Ferrari. Good job to Bagoda. Alan Tost is going to be fighting to get back up in those point scoring positions. We will have about 5 laps of racing. Most likely after the safety car. It might come in this lap. Hopefully it does. Bops also gaining that huge advantage of 4 positions. It's Corsair, the newcomer tonight, jumping up 6 positions. So the safety car is in this lap. We are going to see this race get underway. Hopefully with the safety car coming in into turn 1, everybody can take it a little bit more easy, and we can continue some clean racing here at Monza. So as Chili Willy backs up the pack and gets ready to send it through Ascari, we're going to see him put the throttle down here. As he just slightly teases, and there he goes, putting the pedal down. Are going to see some position change. Freebird drops back. Drunken Shamrock jumping up into P2. Let's see how this goes into turn 1 here. Very clean into turn 1 as the drivers do get through. Oh, but an incident spelled wrong out of the race. So his streak of podiums now gone away from him. Tough break. So Drunken Shamrock does move up into P2. Moldy Dragon into P3. Mr. Alan Toast makes a huge jump into P4. Midnight Killer still holding off in P5. Freebird in P6. That is a tough break for it. Spelled wrong. Just going right on board here with Mr. Alan Toast. He's just going to be on the attack on Moldy Dragon. Into Ascari, or into Parabolica. So he's going to be putting the throttle down using that ERS. Let's see if Moldy can make some good defensive moves here. It's Mr. Alan Toast. Moldy does go a little wide. Alan hitting the apex a lot better than he does. Chili Willy does put the fastest lap in of a minute 22. Let's see if Mr. Alan Toast can make a move here into turn 1. It doesn't look like he's going to, but he might try to stick a nose on the inside. Tango is also out. I'm going to hop on back here. Tango out as well. So it is a tough go. So Moldy around. Oh no! Moldy having a tough time back here at Monza. So that's going to advance Mr. Alan Toast into P3, so Chili Willy still leads the race. Mr. Alan Toast on the attack behind Drunken Shamrock. It looks like Bagoda did get a time penalty as he is going to be pushing on his teammate Wiffles. And Rapture and Bops do change position. No, Bops in the pits. So So we're going to see Moldy Dragon here as he's all over the back of our newcomer to Friday Elite. As Moldy does get around Luther. Oh, but Luther says, I'm not letting you have that just that easily. And Freebird. So we're going to see Alan Toast here. Alan Toast is outside of that 1 second mark. I don't know if he'll be able to get it, but DRS is not up, but we do have a safety car out. So all the drivers will have to slow down to observe that delta. Hopefully Moldy doesn't have any damage. Doesn't look like he does. Yes, Parabolica, you're right. I know, I had to like look it up. Ascari. So, I'm not really good with the names there, Packets. Yeah, Carp Daddy, that is not fun to have happen. Wait, is Carp Daddy spelled wrong? If that's the case, then I did not know that. Yes, Ascari is the chicane down the back straight into Parabolica. So hopefully, you know, spelled wrong. I'm sorry to see you not be able to continue your podium streak. It is a tough break. But we are on lap 6 of 9 for the sprint race here. Hopefully we can get at least one more lap of racing and Michael Massey doesn't come on and say, hey, we're ending this under a safety car. Yes, the stewards will have all of the fun, my man. But Drunken Shamrock and Mr. Alan Toast, the big winners here from the opening lap. Tough break for the McLaren driver of spelled wrong. The Midnight Killers, though, up in P4 is pretty good for him. Freebird in P5. The two newcomers of tonight, Epic Wins and Luther in P6 and P7. And splitting the other newcomer, Moldy Dragon and Corsair. But here we are yet again under another safety car in the sprint race on lap 7. Hopefully the field can catch up and make this at least one more lap of racing. Unfortunately, no DRS was ever enabled. Method had to drop into the pits twice now. So in Rapture, Method and Bob Snell on the soft tires. They're going to lose out on a set for the feature race. But Pagoda does have a 5-second time penalty for cutting the corner. I'm going to go off comps for just a minute. So here we are, safety cars in. We are on lap 7. We will be going into lap 8, which gives us 2 laps of racing. We will see as the drivers have their fun here on those last 2 laps. So we will watch Mr. Chili Willy, as he will be the one giving the speed of the field. So Chili is putting the pedal down and it's sending it. You see Moldy Dragon trying to put a move on Luther here. Let's see if he makes it down the run of the main straight, so he does move up. Method also moving up, so Moldy's going to head into turn 1 here. Moving up into P7. Oh, but we do have a yellow flag in Sector 1. Is that Luther? Luther is around in the Alpine. So Freebird moving up into P6 over. Oh, Moldy Dragon around. Tough break for him. And some of the drivers having to cut the corner to navigate around him. So tough break for Moldy Dragon. Oh, that wasn't Moldy Dragon. That was Epic Wins. I apologize. So Epic Wins disqualified for parked in a dangerous location. He might have got toppled over there. So now there is that yellow flag in Sector 2. Mr. Allen Toast trying to make a move on Drunken Shamrock. Doesn't quite nail it into Parabolica. We will have a good run on him down here in Main Straight. Everybody with a good amount of ERS since we were under the safety car. Midnight Killer's out. So that is now 5 drivers that are out here in the sprint race. Moldy Dragon does move up in front of Freebird. Freebird trying to fight back. But Moldy does make the move stick. I apologize for those of you watching who I thought that was the Mercedes of Moldy Dragon around, but it was the Mercedes of Epic Wins. So Wiffles moving and losing out, as Wiffles might have had a moment there. Or Bagoda, I should say. Bagoda having a stellar race, trying to make the attack on Bops. Oh, but Mr. Allen Toast does make the move on Drunken Shamrock, gets into P2 here on the last lap of the sprint race. There is another flag in Sector 2. Bagoda out of the race. So Moldy fighting his way back up in P4. I don't think he will have a shot at getting on the podium. Freebird surely behind them. Drunken Shamrock does get a 3-second time penalty. So Moldy Dragon, if he can get up into that 3-second gap, will get that P3 position and on the podium. So here we have it, coming across the finish line. Chili Willy, oh, spins and takes himself out, but does get the win. It's beautiful damage there. So Chili Willy getting the win here on the sprint race. Mr. Allen Toast fighting his way from the back of the grid to take P2. Moldy Dragon will advance into P3 because of the 3-second time penalty that Drunken Shamrock got right there on the last lap. So there you have it. That is our sprint race. So a hot mess here on DNCR Friday Elite. Mr. Allen Toast getting driver of the day. But a hot mess as we were under 2 safety cars. I think we only had 4 laps of actual racing. So that is pretty wild. But Chili Willy P1, Mr. Allen Toast P2, Moldy Dragon does move up to P3, Drunken Shamrock, Freebird, Method, and Rapture. Bops, beautiful race from Enrapture, getting up into P7 for the points. Corsair P9, Wiffles P10, Luther, Bagoda, and then Midnight Killer, Tango spelled wrong, Iron Bogues, Epic Wins, Alt DNF. Sad day for spelled wrong, as he could not hold on to that wonderful. Wow, I'm at a loss for words. A wonderful string of podium finishes. There you go, spelled wrong. 16 laps of fuel. So I will do this now. For those of you who love to see my beautiful face. Here we go. Yes, sir. I don't have my Legos set up tonight. So you're going to see a nice, beautiful, orange, fuzzy record box. But wow, what a sprint race, I should say. That was kind of eventful. Also very uneventful. For 2 safety cars. No DRS was ever enabled, and I think we only actually got about 4 or maybe 5 laps of actual racing in. So we will see how the feature race pans out Will spelled wrong have a shot at fighting his way back up in to the top 5 to get into that top 3 podium finish positions. It looks like Midnight Killer might have left the session or disconnected from the session. But there it is indeed, my friends. I'm going to adjust this camera a little. It's a little low for my liking. Keep playing with it. There we go. Get the beautiful mushroom above my head. Oh, goodness. So, some very unfortunate things. Losing out 5 drivers. Midnight Killer is able to rejoin. He is on his box tonight, not the PC like last week where his PC pretty much shit the bed. I hate to see that. See, now my face just looks weird. This whole camera thing is new to me. I just also don't have good lighting. So, for those of you watching, what did you think of that sprint race? I shared my thoughts. It's kind of sad, if you ask me. Some very unfortunate things happened. Going to, oh, we're in low battery mode. So we are now 3 minutes on the grid. So a beautiful view of the Monza paddock. I don't know if any of you checked out the Red Bull season launch party. Honestly, wasn't too excited about it. Straight up copy and paste from last season's car. But that's typical Red Bull. Don't go away from what they know is good. Beautiful cattail on the camera there. So excited to see other car launches. I got an itchy ear here. So we have now 10 seconds away from getting underway for our feature race, as we will see the drivers starting to pull away for the formation lap. Formation lap is a good time to get your tires into temperature. Have some fun doing some donuts once you get to the grid. And trying not to disqualify yourself and start on those cold tires. So we will see. Oh, and the man himself, MK Hitch, now joining us for the feature race as he missed out on the sprint race. But it looks to be that he is in the AlphaTauri car right now. MK Hitch really loves that AlphaTauri. I don't know what it is, but I believe he chose to go into the Aston Martin. But he is in his love, his one true love, the AlphaTauri. There he is at the back of the grid. So MK Hitch going to try and do the last to first challenge. I've seen it done once by him. I believe he could do it again. So the front runners will have a very strong contender coming for them. Spelled wrong in P15 after an unfortunate incident that took him out of the sprint race. We'll see how he manages to make his way through the field. A tough go for Tango and Irons in the Red Bull team, as they were on par for some good points. Good job by Enrapture to get himself up into P7. Some drivers are going to make their way to the grid. Chili not doing his typical donuts. You see Moldy doing his own donuts, having some fun. So hopefully we can have a clean start here. I hate that it doesn't carry everything over. Ooh, Iron Boog's getting the cold tires. MK Hitch making his way to the grid. So we are going to see those 5 red lights. Probably not. This camera angle sucks. Really not a fan of these camera angles. So here we go. The 5 lights are on. And it's lights out and away we go for the Monza's feature DNCR Friday Elite. Mr. Alan Toast trying to get his nose in there, makes his way up in front of Chili Willy. Drunken Shamrock also in the mix here. We're going to see as all the drivers come into turn 1 here. Very clean action. Ooh, Chili trying to get up there, but Mr. Alan Toast takes P1 from him. Drunken Shamrock falling right behind Moldy Dragon P4. Method gaining a position as Freebird loses out. And of course, Spelled Wrong gaining 6 positions. Good start from Spelled Wrong. MK Hitch only gaining the 4 positions now. So we're going to hop on back here to MK Hitch and see how he navigates through the field. As he's going to try and get around the elusive man in Rapture himself. And Rapture is a tough one to try and get his way around. With Spelled Wrong also making his way up 7 positions. He's going to be all over the back of Bops. Coming in to, oh goodness, coming into Ascari here. We're going to see, can he do it? But we're going to come up here to P2, see the battle of Chili Willy. Chili Willy trying to make the move all around the outside of Mr. Alan Toast. Can he make it stick as he goes wide? Oh, but Mr. Alan Toast cutting him off on the inside, so we're going to see a beautiful run down here into turn 1. As these two just love going head to head. Beautiful moves of Mr. Alan Toast taking the defensive move on the inside line. Will he stick the outbreak? Oh, and just so close. Oh, for the switchback. Can't make it quite stick. Oh, dang, that is crazy. Spelled Wrong does jump up 8 positions. He's now behind his teammate Freebird. We're going to see if he gets some team orders, as Freebird might just let him by. MK Hitch also up 7 positions. Tango up 4 positions as well. Good start for the Red Bull driver. Oh, but Tango missing the turn there, having to take the corner. MK Hitch now 3 seconds out though. We are going to jump up. Oh, I missed something here. And Alan Toast dropped down into P4. I apologize to my viewers for missing that action. So Mr. Alan Toast dropping down from P1 to P4. Moldy Dragon all over the back of Drunken Shamrock. Let's see if he's going to try and make a move here. Oh, goodness. Sorry for the yawns. Moldy has a beautiful entry on the apex. A nice exit. Getting the speed in. Oh! A driver around, Method around. Method is around. He is going to make his way into the pits. No, Spelled Wrong into the pits. Oh, a tough go for Spelled Wrong today at Monza. MK Hitch moving now up into P9 on the hunt for Mr. Tango. I don't know why I love saying Mr. Corsair does try to make the moves here on Bops. Bops having the inside line, the better line through the... Yeah, bad with names. Through Curve de Grande. So Corsair and Bops here fighting it out. We'll jump up to Mr. Alan Toast. Alan Toast with the DRS on Moldy Dragon. Can Alan make something happen here into Ascari? No, he does not. He's going to think about it and backs out of it. But we do have a car around, and that is the car of Midnight Killer. And I believe there was a car of Chili Willy So Chile having a moment there, as there might have been some contact. So Chile losing out of that P1 position, as Drunken Shamrock is now moving himself up into P1 and taking the fastest lap away with 123. Moldy Dragon in P2. Mr. Alantos is also going to have DRS on him as well. Hitch put in the fast lap of a 123.4. So he is having an incredible drive. As Tango and Corsair are fighting it out now. So that's going to give Hitch a chance to get all over the back there, as Hitch is going to make a move on the inside of Corsair to gain that position. Oh, so now Hitch up 11 positions. So I wonder what happened to Spelled Wrong into Parabolica, because he is now in the pits. Oh, but there is a flag, as there is a safety car out. It must have been something big. It doesn't look like any drivers are out. Pagoda might have had a moment there. So Pagoda dropping down. Iron's also dropping down. Maybe Iron's had a moment. Oh, Epic wins around under the yellow flags for the safety car. So he's going to lose out on some positions. Chili Willy in P10. So it's good to say that we got to lap 4 before we had our first safety car. Going to go and check our stops. So Whiffles and Spelled Wrong, the only two to stop so far. Oh, goodness. Freebird now dropping into the pits on those soft tires. So is Tango. They did start on the soft tires. Drunken Shamrock on the hards, Moldy on the mediums, Mr. Allen Toast on the hards as well. So we will see an undercut maneuver with Moldy. So we will see some huge position changes as drivers come into the pits. But we are on lap 5 under a safety car. Drunken Shamrock in P1, Moldy Dragon P2, Mr. Allen Toast in P3. NXM Bops. Oh, commentator's curse of me going on to him is around under the safety car. He's going to try and safely rejoin the track. MK Hitch now up into P4. Stellar run on the first 5 laps for Hitch, starting in last place as he is now on the back end of the top 3. So nobody out of the race so far, which is good to see. Oh god, the yawns are happening. Which is good to see that we haven't lost any drivers here. There is the safety car though, so there might have been some debris on the track. So far, amazing start from most of the guys in the field here. Spelled Wrong was up, but losing out with an incident that might have happened between him and Method in Parabolica. He did not have the chance to catch that incident, but Luther in the pits on those 4-lap-old soft tires. Might see Whiffles drop into the pits as well. So a good start for MK Hitch as he comes from 18th into P4. Beautiful race from newcomer Corsair up into P5 for the Williams. That is going to be some good points for the Williams team as Drunken Shamrock is in P1. Corsair up into P5. Williams, I believe, is pretty low in the constructors standing. I'll take a look here. So Williams in P4 with 55 points in the constructors standing. Both the Haas and Alfa Romeo tied for P2 with 75 points. As McLaren still with that demanding lead. But a tough break for the Drivers' Championship for Spelled Wrong, as he's going to have to fight his way back up into those good point scoring positions. And a beautiful race for Moldy Dragon, and he is back from vacation, in that P2 position. Mr. Alan Toast, as always, up in the front, fighting away. So as the rest of the pack catches up, we will probably have one more lap under the safety car before we get back into racing here at Monza. So Midnight Killers with that 5-second penalty for cutting the corner. So there you have it. The last 10, so the top 9 drivers still on their starting set of tires. But the biggest one for position change, MK Hitch. Chili Willy with the biggest lose out here, with losing out 13 positions. From pole sitting position and taking P1 in the sprint race to P14 now in the feature. So we're going to see a comeback drive for him, hopefully. A comeback drive from Spelled Wrong. Iron Boogs up in the points positions for the Red Bull team. Pagoda is well up into the points right now for the Ferrari team. And, you know, I can't forget about Enrapture holding out in P7 as he finished P7 in the sprint. So good drive so far from him. Oh, irons around under the safety car. That's going to drop him down to last place as he is just struggling on those medium tires, only 6 laps old. So we will see the safety car hopefully come in this lap. Ooh. So race control has stated that the safety car will come in this lap. So Drunken Shamrock will back up the pack as he is the one who now controls the speed and win. The grid will fire up and get back into racing. Wonderful Calcifer. So we are going to see it coming down as it looks like Drunken Shamrock puts the throttle down through Parabolica as everybody gets back into racing, back into the groove. So Drunken Shamrock putting a nice gap. Mr. Alan Toast putting the pressure on Moldy Dragon. Ooh, Alan Toast running wide, opening opportunity for MK Hitch to slip up into P3, but Alan Toast taking back that P3 position. Oh, losing out, I should say, that P3 position. It's MK Hitch having an incredible race so far. Freebird also losing out on that restart under the safety car. Freebird and Chili Willy changing with one another. It's spelled wrong, jumping up into P9. Good restart for him as there is a yellow flag in Sector 2. Oh, it is Corsair around in the Williams. So there is yet again another safety car. So we will be back under the safety car here at Monza. Hopefully Corsair was able to get his car back on track without any damage. Well, he has no front wing, so we're going to see Corsair come into the pits for, I believe, his first stop of the evening. So a tough break for Corsair in his first night in Friday Elite. It looks to be several cars also coming into the pits. Ooh, Tango with a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. We're going to see a lot of the order shuffling down and around as people are slapping on a new set of tires. Everybody going on to the hard tires. It's Pagoda and Spelled Wrong on the medium tires. It looks like Hitch in the pits as well. Moldy Dragon's in the pits. Rapture up into P3. Good going in Rapture. Holding strong on those hard tires. Oh, goodness. So the order has changed a lot as we are under our second safety car of the night here in the Monza feature race. So Pagoda up into P4 as well in the Ferrari. Having an incredible race so far tonight. We're going to him and spelled wrong. Back up into P5 as he looks to get up into the podium part of the pack. Method in P6. Chili Willy in P7 on his way to fight back after an earlier on incident in the race. Luther, the newcomer tonight in the Alpine, up into P8, and also the other newcomer, Epic, wins. So we have Moldy Dragon, MK Hitch in P10 and P11, Bops in P12, Tango P13, Freebird in P14, Whiffles in 15, Midnight Killer in 16, Iron Boogs and Corsair closing up the back of the pack in 17th and 18th. Take a look at the penalties. Tango right now with that 5-second penalty as he was speeding in the pits. We're going to check our stops to see the stops for the drivers. So Tango and Freebird, Whiffles and Midnight Killer all made 2 stops. So the top 4 have yet to come in, but they are on the hard tires. Oh, I take that back. Pagoda on the medium tires. So we'll see Pagoda come in well before the top 3. So in Rapture, looking to get some solid points tonight. Oh yeah, for the Alfa Romeo team. I apologize to my viewers for the yawns. I know most of you on Eastern time, so it is a lot later. I'm in Pacific time. It is only 6 p.m. I don't know why I am yawning. So we have Iron Boogs and Corsair trying to catch up to the back of the pack, so we'll get one more lap under the safety car. I'd like to say thank you for those of you stopping by and watching this stream tonight. Really appreciate you hanging out. We are here at Monza with a nice almost full grid of 18 drivers. No DNFs so far as we start lap 11. So a huge loss for Chili Willy as he was leading the race and had an incident which dropped him to the back of the pack. If you did not catch the sprint race, unfortunately spelled wrong, missed out on an opportunity to keep that podium streak alive with a DNF. The sprint race, though, if you missed, it was very uneventful as there was only about 4 or 5 laps of actual racing. Looks to be Midnight Killers dropping back into P18 as he had a moment under the safety car. Alan Toast looking to get the chase on after Drunken Shamrock. In a shocking event in Rapture up in P3. Let's see if Rapture can hold on to P3. But it will be a tough go as he has some very fast guys behind him. Pagoda as well, having a great race. Oh no, Chili Willy retired from the session. So Chili is out of tonight's race. That is a heartbreak for the Chili Willy fans out there as he DNFs on lap 11 under the safety car. So the safety car is in this lap. Drunken Shamrock will yet again control the pace of the field as the safety car comes in. So we're going to jump back over to the positions changed. So we will see how this shakes up. I can't stop yawning, guys. I don't know what's wrong with me. Drunken Shamrock, as he comes through, Parabolica puts the throttle down, and we are back to racing here at Monza. Alan Toast all over the back of him. I hate this camera angle, man. It looks to be Bagoda. A 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Ooh, Alan Toast trying to put a nose in on the inside of the turn 1 chicane. Oh, but Drunken Shamrock loose and around, so that's going to open up the door for Enrapture to get into P1, for he leads the race here on Friday Elite at Monza. Oh, a crazy turn of events, folks. Enrapture, the man himself. Oh, but struggling to get through the chicane. Oh, and commentators first, Enrapture is around now, so that will move Mr. Alan Toast up into P1, Drunken Shamrock into P2, spelled wrong, back in the P3 position. So Enrapture is out of the race. Iron Boogs is out of the race as well. Oh no! A heartbreak for the Enrapture fans as we are back under a safety car. Oh my goodness. Will there ever be any laps of racing here in the future? So Molded Dragon and MKH do make up those positions after their pit stop, and they are up into P6, P7. What a crazy turn of events. So I want to apologize to Enrapture if I gave him the good old commentator's curse. So Drunken Shamrock and Mr. Alan Toast in the pits to get rid of those hard tires. So that will advance Spelled Wrong up into P1 with Method in P2, Luther in P3 in the Alpine, Molded Dragon up into P4, and MK Hitch into P5. So it looks to be Corsair also in the pits. Bagoda back around as he will have to now try to catch up to the pack under the safety car. Wow, folks. What an incredible turn of events. So both the Alfa Romeos out of the race tonight. Tough break for the Alfa Romeo team, as they will miss out on those valuable points here in the feature race. So that is going to be a heartbreak for Chili Willy, as he will now lose out most likely on that P2 in the driver's standing. A rough go. But it looks to be Moldy Dragon moving up into P3. No, he has to give that position back to Luther in the Alpine. So here we are again under the safety car. Man, so that's 3 safety cars now. 2 more safety cars in the race, and we will have no safety cars left. So, but we are at the halfway point of tonight's feature race. As I hope we are able to get the last half of this race to be pure racing and no safety cars. Midnight Killer as well in the pits. We'll go to close to getting lapped by the safety car. Oh man, I don't know what it is. Last week, same thing, yawning. It is after 6 o'clock. For those of you in the chat and those of you watching, I unfortunately was summoned for jury duty, and as of 6 p.m. tonight, I have to call to find out if I'm going to be in jury duty tomorrow. So if you want to stick around after the race here, I will call the county court and see if I am on jury duty next week on the stream. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I don't have to go to jury duty. So we will see if the safety car is in. Usually you find out right about here in Ascari if the safety car is coming in, and race control says that we are going to do one more lap. I'm hoping for one more lap under the safety car. So Tango right now, the only man with a time penalty. I believe he has that 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Ugh. The only one right now with the with a penalty. So we're going to take a look at the tires. They're spelled wrong on the 11-lap-old medium tires, so he will have to come in at some point, unless he can try and push those medium tires for the last 12 laps of this race. I don't think the mediums can stretch that long. So that would be 24 laps on the medium tires. That is not going to happen for spelled wrong, so he will have to come in, but method up into P2. So usually we see the Haas of Mr. Alan Toast up in the top 3. But tonight we have the Haas of Method in the top 3. So Method, Luther, Moldy, Hitch, Wins, Tango on the hard tires. They will be taking those all the way to the end. Wiffle's taking the mediums all the way to the end. Freebird hopefully taking those. So the only two drivers, the three drivers I should say, that we'll probably see come into the pits if there is clean laps of racing will be spelled wrong, the car of Midnight Killer, and the Ferrari of Pagoda. So hopefully as we come up to Ascari, we will see race control put out the note that the safety car will be in this lap. We can get that good old racing underway. We're about to find out, and that is indeed the fact. So we will see spelled wrong back up the pack here, as he will now control the pace. And we're going to have a good look at how the safety car restart is going to be. So I'm going to ride along on the car of Moldy Dragon in the Mercedes. Pagoda disqualified, parked in a dangerous location. He might have beached himself. So we now have 4 drivers out of the race, but racing is about to get underway. So we have 14 cars left on the grid here as we head into lap 16 here at Monza. So spelled wrong puts the power down. Moldy Dragon looking to try and make a move on Luther here as he comes down the start-finish straight. Using that ERS. Let's see if he does. MK Hitch all over the back of Luther as well. So, MK Hitch moving up past Moldy Dragon. He's going to put the squeeze on him here, but Moldy holds that position. Oh, and Luther making contact and is around on the safety car restart. So he's going to lose out on those positions there, but Moldy Dragon moving up. MK Hitch losing out on positions as he might have made contact with Luther going into the braking zone of turn 1. And Moldy Dragon now up into P3. So is another yellow flag as Moldy Dragon drops down into P12. I looked away from the screen for 1 minute and chaos happens. Yes, that's right. Interesting to see how these 4 finished. I'm curious to see as we have some huge position changes now. Oh, and another car around. Is that the car of Bops? Take a look here. Oh, no, that's Midnight Killer in the Alpine as he tries to rejoin the track. Hopefully not hitting any other drivers. So some pure chaos here at Monza tonight. Pure chaos. So, Mr. Alan Toast also losing out on some positions as Tango gets up into the action. Drunken Shamrock back up into P3. As Moldy looks to put his nose down on the inside and take that position away from Tango. A little bit of a touch there. But what a sad restart for the drivers of the Mercedes and the AlphaTauri, Moldy Dragon and MK Hitch. But spelled wrong, leading away right now. But Spelled Wrong is on those 14-lap-old mediums, so we will see what he can do if he can set a nice gap to Method here. Method holding true in the Haas in P2, Drunken Shamrock. You see Mr. Alan Toast is going to be putting the pressure on Drunken Shamrock currently in P3 and P4. It looks to be Wiffles getting a good run on the back of Tango. Tries to take a look into Ascari here, but doesn't want to take a chance. Ooh, Tango going wide on the exit of Ascari. Getting that track one this morning. Wiffles here making the move and does make the successful overtake over Tango. So DRS is now enabled. Shamrock putting the fastest lap in of a 122. They're gonna hop back up, but Tango looking to make a move here into turn one. Let's see if he does try to stick his nose in. He second guesses himself and doesn't want to make the move. So Moldy and MK hitch back into P9 and P10. What a sight to see. But Drunken Shamrock does make the move on Method. But both the Haas cars all over the back of the Williams. Spelled Wrong is still running away with it, but Mr. Alan Toast does make the pass on Method. Method might have jumped out of the way knowing that Alan Toast is the faster driver of the two, letting him have the chase begin with Drunken Shamrock. So you're going to see the DRS flap wide open here down the back straight into Ascari. Mr. Alan Toast is going to be looking to make a move. Oh! And it gets all over the back of Drunken Shamrock there. Drunken Shamrock does have the inside line as we head into Parabolica here. We see him hold, but he does not. Alan Toast makes the move on the outside and up into P2. So we're going to come on back. So Moldy Dragon did move up in front of Bops, so he is going to be on the chase for Freebird. We're going to take a look at Freebird and Tango as they have the DRS on Wiffles coming up into turn one. So Freebird yet again having an incredible race in the McLaren, as he always does. Oh, I'm yawning too much. I got a runny nose now. Hop back up here to Drunken Shamrock. Let's just see the chase on the back of Moldy Dragon. Wiffles getting in the action on the back of Method. So we'll see here as they come out of the Devnas. And it's going to get the DRS, have a good run at Method. Now, I'm usually not a fan of using ERS with DRS. But Wiffles making the move. Oh, contact made there. Coming into Ascari, but Wiffles makes it through fairly cleanly as he does move up into P4. So that kind of also opened the door for Tango to get into the action here as we're going to head down into Parabolica. Tango making the overtake on Method. Freebird now looking to potentially have a shot as that as well on Method. So Freebird's going to get the DRS as Method does not have DRS. Freebird making this successful overtake. Oh, I take that back. Method did have DRS, but Freebird must have had the better line and the better exit out of Parabolica. So that will advance him up into P6. So we are currently looking at the lap age of the tires. Spelled Wrong on those 17-lap-old tires. Might be struggling with grip as he had a 5-second gap over Alan Toast, but now down to 3.7 seconds. So we're going to head on back here to this midfield pack as they're having all sorts of fun, duking it out with one another. Oh, don't go to Chili Willy. So Freebird on the back of Tango. As we do have some very close gaps here. Oh, looks to be the car of Bops around. But Moldy is now going to have a good look at the back of the Haas of Method, using that ERS, getting the split stream, taking the inside line as he heads into the Parabolica and making the overtake on Method. So that'll move him up into P7. We're going to jump back up to Freebird here as Freebird has the DRS on Tango. We do have a yellow flag in Ascari again. So Freebird not making a move. Corsair DNFs. So he might have had a issue into Ascari. So we yet again, ladies and gentlemen, for the 4th time tonight, the safety car. So some good battles we had there from the last safety car restart. As Wiffles moved up into P4, Tango up into P5, and Freebird up into P6. Spelled Wrong. This is a great time for Spelled Wrong to come into the pits, as we do have 6 laps left in this race. Midnight Killer's getting a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So we will see Spelled Wrong, goodness, as he's on those 18-lap-old medium tires, potentially come into the pits. But some good, hot racing. That's what I like to see, folks. I will be right back. So sorry for that, folks. I had to step away and give my cat his meds for the night. But we are on lap 22 of 27. We only have 13 drivers left on the grid. Spelled Wrong did come into the pits for a fresh set of soft tires. It looks to be half of the field came into the pits for a fresh set of soft tires. That's Spelled Wrong, Drunken Shamrock, Moldy Dragon, Method, Hitch, Wins, and Bops, and Luther as well came in. Mr. Allen Toast, Wiffles, Tango, Freebird, and Midnight Killer did not want to gamble on the position changes under the safety car. So we might see Wiffles and Tango potentially getting a podium in tonight's race. So it has been a spectacular night of racing, one would say. If you are a fan of safety cars, it has been a safety car filled night. Between the feature and sprint race, we have had 6 safety cars. So as the field catches up, or as the field catches up to the back of the safety car pack, hopefully we can get this race underway. It looks to be Drunken Shamrock actually coming back into the pits. Interesting strategy on the soft tires. Don't know if he might have put on a used set of soft tires. Oh, but he is serving a time penalty is what it looks to be. So he does serve a time penalty. So that will change up the order a little bit, as Mr. Allen Toast is now in P1, Wiffles P2, Tango P3, the McLaren drivers, Freebird and Spelled Wrong in P4, P5, Moldy up to P6, Method in P7, MK Hitch in P8. Kind of a shock to see, as Hitch is one of the faster drivers here in DNCRL. Drunken Shamrock coming out of the pits in P9. Epic Wins coming into the pits as well. He might have also went on to a used set of softs. So Bops in P10, Midnight Killer in P11, Epic Wins P12, Luther in P13. We're going to come on over here and take a look at the time penalties. Tango with that 5-second time penalty, Midnight Killer with that 5-second time penalty as well. So we are very close to this feature race coming to an end, as we are on lap 23. We are about to go into lap 24. So we will hopefully get 2 laps of racing here at Monza for DNCRL Friday Elite. Yet again, I just want to say thank you for those of you coming and stopping by tonight to check out the race. It has been very eventful. So it looks to be that we have 4 cars that will have to catch up to the pack. We are on lap 24, and I am, fingers crossed, hoping that the safety car comes in on this lap. So we will get 2 laps of authentic racing after the restart. Will Wiffles and Tango hold on to the podium positions for this race? Tango will have to put a nice gap between himself and Freebird. Can Spelled Wrong jump up into the top 3 to get a podium finish? A redemption to his DNF in the sprint race and missing out on that wonderful streak of podium finishes. Will Moldy Dragon or MK Hitch also have a chance to jump up in the field? We will find out once the safety car comes in for this restart. Drunken Shamrock did have a phenomenal race tonight, but he is now in P9, so he's going to lose out on those valuable points in the Williams. The newcomers tonight, Wins and Luther, still going strong in the race. Second timer Bops and newcomer as well, MK Hitch, still going strong. So safety car is in this lap. Love to see that, folks. Who did me dirty in Rapture? I really don't know, man. I think it might have been you. I was really sad. Actually, in Rapture, I will say it could have been Commentator's Curse, because I was pretty hyped on the fact that you were in P1. And then you spun coming out of the chicane. So you can blame me. You can watch the stream back. I definitely did blame myself. So Mr. Alan Tosa will back up the field here as he now controls the space, or the pace for the restart of the race. He's going to take it nice and wide through Parabolica, put in the throttle down, and here we are back to racing. We will see as the position changes. So Spelled Wrong missing out. Moldy Dragon moving up into P4 here. Spelled Wrong in the McLaren, looking to bring the fight to him, but Moldy does have the better line into turn 1 on the inside there. Ooh, a little bit of tough loving, rubbing racing. yeah, I'm sorry, in Rapture, I am a son of a bitch. So Moldy all over the back of Tango. Looking to make the pass here. Ooh, but he can't make it stick, but he does take the outside line. Oh, a little bit of contact there between Moldy and Tango. So Spelled Wrong is going to be able to get through there in the McLaren. Ooh, but Tango goes a little wide. That opens up the door for Moldy Dragon to get a shot on the inside here as he does. Oh, Tango almost taking himself into the wall. That is a tough break to see. Spelled Wrong up into P3. MK Hitch also getting up into P5 on the restart there. So the fast boys having some action here. Oh, that was my cat. So, oh, Freebird getting a 3-second time penalty. He might have gotten pushed a little bit off the track there. But Mr. Alan Toast pulling away with it here as we get to the 2 final laps of tonight's race, putting in a fastest time of a 1:21. There is a yellow flag in Sector 3 that looks to be Epic Wins in the Mercedes around, and Luther as well. Maybe a little bit of contact there. Spelled Wrong looks to put the pressure on Wiffles for that P2 position. MK Hitch in P4 with Moldy just behind him. Drunken Shamrock also putting the pressure on Moldy Dragon. But we're going to hop back up here to Spelled Wrong as Wiffles and Spelled Wrong duking it out. Let's see how that is into the braking zone. So Spelled Wrong does advance up into P2 as he did have the better line. Wiffles now dropping back into P3. So Spelled Wrong is going to try and run away with this and hold that P2 position as he now is in clear air. Right on along MK Hitch, Drunken Shamrock, looking to bring the fight to Moldy Dragon. So Freebird, though, man, to lose out the most on the safety car restart, as he was up into P5, now down into P10. So we're gonna run on along with MK Hitch here as he goes around the outside on Parabolica. Doesn't quite make anything happen there. We do get DRS for the last final lap of the race. Gonna see what Whiffles can do to fend off the man himself, MK Hitch. MK Hitch having a stellar race here as he missed out on the sprint race, but started at the back of the pack in the feature. He's going to get the DRS, or not the DRS, he's going to use his ERS here on the final lap all over the back end of Whiffles. As Whiffles now down to 3% ERS. Let's see what Whiffles can do as he does go defensive into the chicane. Can he hold him off through the double right-hander here into the DRS zone? There is a yellow flag in Sector 2. It looks to be Midnight Killer out of the race. So MK Hitch will get the DRS on Whiffles. Whiffles doesn't have much battery to defend against him. We'll see as he does take the outside line and he makes the overtake stick. So MK Hitch will move up into the podium position. So what a race by MK Hitch. So we're going to come down with Mr. Allen Toast through Parabolica to take home the win on tonight's race at Monza. Spelled wrong with a beautiful comeback drive as well to take P2. MK Hitch from last to third. Whiffles getting that P4. Mr. Moldy Dragon P5. Drunken Shamrock, good race by him in P6. Bops P7. Method P8. Freebird P9. Tango P10. Epic wins P11 and Luther in P12. Tango does have that time penalty, so we'll see if the positions do change. So there you have it, folks. Thank you for stopping by. Beautiful race here at Monza. 6 safety cars total. Crazy. MK Hitch does get driver of the day for starting the race in last place and finishing in third. Wow, there was some solid battles in there tonight. Yeah, good job, spelled wrong. Beautiful comeback drive. So if you don't count the sprint race, spelled wrong still has a beautiful streak of podium finishes to keep his fight alive in the Drivers' Championship. So I will be right back. So like I said, if you want to stick around for the stream, I'm going to call and find out if I have jury duty next week. Look at that. We're about to give this shit a call. I was praying for the last... Yeah, spelled wrong. That was a life, or not a life, that was a God heaven send for you to be able to pit under that safety car. So here we go. I honestly find this amusing. Literally, 4th time that I've been summoned to jury duty. Alright, let's find out. So 509-736-3055. Pop this bitch off.
Welcome to the Benton County jury line. Please enter your candidate number.
Okay, which one's my...
The candidate number is the 10
Oh, I found it.
found on your summons. Enter the first 5 digits of your zip code.
First 5 digits? That is my zip code.
For general information, press 1. There are no jury trials scheduled for the week of February 6, 2023. To check your required reporting date and time, press 2.
Oh, there's none.
Please select from the following options.
No jury duty, folks. No jury duty next week. Let's go. Dang. Dang, spelled wrong. Under a lap and a half. Well, I will say, with you underfueled in that race, having the safety cars definitely helped. So what a race tonight. Mr. Allen Toast taking the win. Spelled wrong with a comeback drive for P2. And MK Hitch, P3, getting on the podium. So that's all I have for you guys. Thank you to the viewers, you amazing, amazing people, for stopping by. We will be back here next week, Friday, for, oh man, I don't even know our schedule. This is crazy. So we will be back here next week for Singapore, one of my favorite tracks, one of my favorite street circuits. I am also going to be streaming Monday and Wednesday for my races. I am hoping for rain. I love Singapore in the rain. But we will be back here for commentating DNCRL Friday Elite at Singapore next week. As always, don't forget to spay and neuter your pets. Have a good weekend.